To increase your confidence and ability to communicate at a higher level in your conversations, videos, and presentations takes practice and a larger and more complex vocabulary of advanced words that have great meaning and can be fun to learn and use. By learning how to use at least 3 new words each week, along with their definitions, proper usage, synonyms, antonyms, and word variations, will help you improve your correct use of each of them, and it only takes a few minutes. The fastest and easiest way to remember how to use any of the new advanced words well into the future. Make sure to practice saying them out loud and use them in conversation as soon and as often as possible. Speaking of practice, stay tuned in for another fun original practice pronunciation challenging tongue twister sentence with words that start with the letter X, right after learning about this week's advanced vocabulary words that are contravene, indolent, and insolent. The first word you can learn how to use this week is contravene. 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 A basic definition of contravene is to do something that is in opposition to or goes against what is allowed by rule or law. Examples of contravene as a verb when used in a sentence sounds like this. One part of the city's proposed new law may contravene state law and will need to be reconsidered. The lawyers for the defendant argued that disclosing all of the classified information would contravene privacy rights for those involved in the controversial and sensitive case. The international treaty contained a section that specifically listed the penalties if any one country should contravene the spirit or words of the agreement. There are many synonyms or similar words for contravene. Some of these synonyms are violate, defy, disobey, offend, block, and contradict. There are also many antonyms or opposites for contravene. Some of these antonyms are uphold, approve, respect, permit, accept, and agree. There are 2 other verb forms of contravene, contravened and contravening. When contravening, a present participle is used in a sentence. It sounds like this. The penalties for contravening international laws by shipping companies can sometimes be waived through trade negotiations. For contravening the rules and laws established for protecting consumers, the court ordered that all further production of the product be ceased immediately. When contravened, the past tense verb is used in a sentence. It sounds like this. The local newspaper reported that the company had contravened several sections of local and state law on hiring practices. Parents claimed that the mandates had contravened their rights to choose what is best for their children. One other word variation from contravene is the noun contravention. When contravention is used in a sentence, it sounds like this. Although politicians will argue intensely about certain rules, the action was a clear and direct contravention of the Constitution. The drone was in direct contravention of the airport's no-fly zone. The second word to learn to use this week is indolent. 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 A basic definition of indolent is to show a tendency of laziness and or hesitation to make an effort to move or be active and not want to work. Indolent can also be used to describe something that is slow to heal or slow to change. Examples of indolent as an adjective when used in a sentence sounds like this. The attempt to motivate people to do what he demanded severely backfired when he compared them to indolent, selfish children. She finally accepted the fact that her indolent ulcer would only heal by following the exact treatment her doctor prescribed. The idea of giving people money was supposed to motivate them to be independent and not become indolent dependents on the system. There are many synonyms or similar words for indolent. Some of these synonyms are lazy, idle, sluggish, slow, lifeless, and lackadaisical. There are also many antonyms or opposites for indolent. Some of these antonyms are active, energetic, vigorous, ambitious, dynamic, and industrious. Another word form from indolent is indolence, a noun. When indolence is used in a sentence, it sounds like this. It may seem that people who sleep more than average are showing signs of indolence, but in reality, may just be depressed and lonely. The indolence of the organization to process applications and requests is a significant issue that needs to be addressed and fixed. You're probably aware that I don't suffer from indolence, and I hope that I'm not sounding like the next word coming up, but a quick ask. I would truly appreciate your support if you can take 2 seconds to tap that subscribe button and smash the notification bell to be reminded of when it's time to learn more advanced vocabulary words. Thanks. I really hope I wasn't being too much like the third word you can learn to use this week in about a minute, and that is insolent. 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 A basic definition of insolent is to show a lack of respect or to be extremely rude and insulting in speech or behavior. Examples of insolent as an adjective when used in a sentence sounds like this. She scolded her insolent son for his embarrassingly bad behavior at the restaurant and made him apologize to the waitress that he threw food at. The insolent politician continued to repeat the same old talking point just to gain the attention of the media again after the latest poll showed her favorability dropped sharply. Be careful what you post online to not appear to be an insolent troll who is filled with hate and rage. There are many synonyms or similar words for insolent. Some of these synonyms are rude, disrespectful, insulting, impolite, disobedient, and impudent. There are also many antonyms or opposites for insolent. Some of these antonyms are polite, respectful, humble, modest, well-behaved, and acquiescent. Other word forms from insolent are insolently and insolence. When insolence, a noun, is used in a sentence, it sounds like this. I don't know why, but some people find that insolence is a good quality. The sheer insolence of the statement brought a swift and unforgiving reaction by the crowd that booed loudly. When insolently, an adverb, is used in a sentence, it sounds like this. She openly and insolently defied to accept that the mandate that forced her husband from his job was a good thing after being denied an exemption. The small dog barked aggressively and violently at the bigger dog, not realizing that size is an issue when challenging a much, much larger opponent. To combine all three words, contravene, indolent, and insolent into one sentence, sounds like this. People who are indolent are sometimes insolent in their attitude and may be more prone to contravene laws out of frustration and lack of goals in their lives. To improve on your correct use of any new words, make sure to use them in conversation as soon and as often as possible. To review and learn more meaningful and advanced words, click on the video link in the description right after trying this week's unique, fun, and original practice pronunciation challenging tongue twister sentence that will help improve pronunciation, articulation, and fluency in your speech. Here it is. Xenophobic, xenodochial, xerothermic, xylotomous, Xanthous, xeric, xenophiles, xeroxed, Xerxes, xerophytic, xerosis, xiphophyllous, xylene, xenoliths. Fighting off X-Men flying in X-Wings might be easier than that one. And always remember that my goal is to provide you with words for success that can and should be used to add greater meaning to what you say and mean in your conversations, videos, and presentations. I'll see you online soon.